What you don't see is the fear, anxiety, and medical expenses that come with having a brain tumor.
What you don't see is our loved ones' perseverance.
Ce que l'on ne voit pas, c'est l'ensemble des années de recherche, les obstacles et la persévérance derrière chaque traitement potentiel.
What you don't see is what stays after.
What you don't see is everything that happens behind the scenes.
I was diagnosed and treated in June 2015.
In 2011, when my insurance company refused to renew my life insurance policy and informed me that my PSA test results were abnormally high, potentially indicating high-risk prostate cancer, it was a devastating blow on my head.
The doctor walks in and he says, "Mr. Meyer, I have some bad news." I said to him, "Yeah, I bet you do, because I can't walk." He said, "No, Mr. Meyer, I got some very bad news for you. You have advanced prostate cancer."
I didn't know what the disease was or where to get help.
I wasn't sure for the first 2 months what to do. I mean, all the appointments, all the travel. I live in a rural, kind of a rural town, and have to travel an hour to a major hospital.
For adolescents and young adults, or AYAs, personalized care isn't just a medical advancement. It's a necessity to protect our futures, our fertility, and our lives. We often sit in the gap between pediatric and adult care, and we are here to bridge that divide. Because AYA cancers are biologically distinct, precision oncology is our bridge to better outcomes. A biomarker test can be the difference between a harsh chemotherapy that impacts fertility or a targeted therapy that preserves quality of life. For many, the Profile Initiative has been a game changer by providing genomic profiling for young people up to age 29. However, access currently feels like a lottery. Profile is primarily limited to high-risk cancers under age 29, so as soon as a patient turns 30, those doors often close. Depending on your age or your province, access to comprehensive genomic profiling varies wildly. This is a fundamental barrier to equity.
Hi, my name is Jen, and I'm here to share my family's story. My husband, Connor, passed away in 2024 at the young age of 41 from the historically treatment-resistant, dreadful disease, pancreatic cancer. And increasingly, the age profile for this disease is trending younger. In my opinion, this population is better positioned to be able to endure stronger chemotherapies and more lines of treatment. It moves quickly, and having genomic testing upfront allows for faster and more precise treatment options. For Connor, it helped inform his responsiveness to chemotherapy. It provided an opportunity for a second-line off-label treatment with fewer side effects. And most importantly, it opened the doors for cutting-edge clinical trials. Beyond chemo, none of these drugs would have been standard of care for Connor. Yet they extended his life for over a year after chemotherapy stopped working, ultimately doubling his life after his diagnosis and giving him more time with our two young boys. Now, living in an urban center and being patients at Princess Margaret meant that we had arguably the best access to cutting-edge treatment in Canada. And even still, we experienced barriers because the clinical trial that was most promising was only available in the US. From my advocacy work with Pancreatic Cancer North America and speaking to caregivers and patients, I understand that getting access to these treatments beyond chemotherapy is repeatedly raised as a topic of concern. It can be a huge stress for patients to try to worry about how they can travel, including the distance and the costs when you don't live near an urban cancer center. The prevalence of cancers like pancreatic continue to grow in a young population, many of whom are in the midst of their careers with young families. In my experience, and for Connor, he could tolerate more treatments than the typical age of over 70 at diagnosis. And it's important to hear from this patient group, and all patients for that matter, about their appetite for clinical trials and experimental treatments. Patients are also ultimately the best source of information to understand how we can better address gaps in cancer care and ultimately improve the quality of life for patients and their families.
Precision medicine must not be a last resort privilege for the few. It must be the standard of care for all, integrated at the very start of the patient journey.
Genomic testing needs to become standard of care across Canada, and we need personalized medicine from day one. In some cases, it can change the course of first-line treatments, and in others, it can open the door for more second-line treatments, including off-label targeted treatments. And for many, it can also narrow down the list of clinical trials to focus on. With a disease that moves at a really rapid pace, this can be critical for decision-making for a patient.